Imagine you're relaxing at a park one afternoon when a woman approaches and takes a seat beside you. Her skin is as pale as fresh snow. Her hair is silver, soft, and curly. Her eyes are a striking shade of blue. Instantly fascinated, you ask her name. She tells you her name is Abarash and mentions that she comes from a tribe in sub-Saharan Africa. Then it hits you. She is a black woman with albinism. Curious, you ask for her number. She takes your phone and enters it using her left hand. The two of you begin going on dates, and you quickly discover how intelligent she is. Before long, you've completely fallen for her, and fortunately she becomes your girlfriend. Then suddenly, your alarm starts ringing. It was only a dream. You lie there with your heart pounding, stunned by what you just experienced, and one question enters your mind. Could someone like that really exist? Statistically speaking, yes, but that leads to an even more fascinating question. Among the 8 billion people alive today, what would the rarest possible person actually look like? To find out, we need to examine humanity one trait at a time, beginning with ancestry. There are roughly 7,000 distinct ethnic groups across the planet. Most people belong to a relatively small number of very large populations. Han Chinese alone make up around 18% of the world's population. That amounts to more than 1.4 billion individuals from a single ethnic group. At the opposite end of the spectrum are some of the smallest ethnic communities still living today. The Sentinelese of the Andaman Islands are estimated to number between 50 and 400 people. The Kawahiva of the Brazilian Amazon may consist of fewer than 30 individuals. The Spinifex people of Australia were recorded at only around 200 members during their most recent count. For our rarest human, we'll place their ethnic background within one of these extremely small groups. Using a conservative estimate of 500 out of a global population of 8 billion, we get 500 divided by 8 billion, or roughly 1 in 16 million. Our hypothetical person now has only a 0.0000625% chance of existing. Next, we add albinism. Albinism is a genetic condition caused by mutations affecting the genes responsible for melanin production. Melanin is the pigment that gives skin, hair, and eyes their color. In someone with complete albinism, this process is greatly reduced or entirely absent. The result is white or nearly white skin, very light or silver-colored hair, and eyes that may appear blue, gray, or even pink, depending on how light interacts with the iris. Worldwide, albinism occurs in approximately 1 out of every 20,000 people. When we combine these probabilities, our person now has roughly a 1 in 320 billion chance of existing. Now let's consider eye color. Green eyes are among the rarest eye colors in the world, occurring in roughly 1 out of every 50 people. But this is not the rarest eye condition. Complete heterochromia is an uncommon trait in which a person possesses 2 entirely different eye colors, such as one blue eye and one brown eye. It is typically present from birth and is caused by differences in the amount or distribution of melanin within the eyes. In most cases, the condition is harmless and has no impact on vision. The probability of having this trait is estimated at around 0.06%, or approximately 1 in 1,667. Next, let's make our person left-handed. Handedness is influenced in part by genetics, but no single gene controls it completely. Even identical twins, who share nearly all of their DNA, differ in handedness about 20% of the time. Brain lateralization is also an important factor. Most right-handed individuals process language primarily in the left hemisphere of the brain, whereas left-handed people are more likely to display a bilateral arrangement, with both hemispheres contributing more equally. In many traditional societies, cultural expectations encourage children to use their right hand, which can result in the underreporting of naturally left-handed individuals. Although the actual percentage may be somewhat higher, a cautious estimate remains around 10%, or 1 in every 10 people. After combining ethnicity, albinism, heterochromia, and left-handedness, our hypothetical person now has roughly a 1 in 5.33 quadrillion chance of existing. Now let's move to vision. Humans perceive color through 3 different types of cone cells located in the retina. These cones are generally sensitive to blue, green, and red wavelengths of light. The brain blends information from these cells to produce the approximately 1 million colors visible to normal human vision. Tetrachromats, however, possess a 4th type of cone cell that is sensitive to wavelengths between red and green. This additional receptor can provide visual information unavailable to most people, potentially allowing some tetrachromats to distinguish as many as 100 million colors. Tetrachromacy is found almost exclusively in women because the trait is linked to the X chromosome. Women can inherit both a standard and a mutated version of the relevant gene, creating the possibility of developing a fourth cone type, while men generally lack this genetic advantage. Around 12% of women carry the necessary mutation, but only a small percentage develop functional tetrachromacy. Researchers estimate that true tetrachromacy occurs in approximately 1 in 40,000 women, or about 1 in 80,000 people overall. Our rarest human possesses an extraordinary ability. They remember almost everything. Hyperthymesia, also known as highly superior autobiographical memory, is a condition that allows a person to recall nearly every day of their life with remarkable accuracy. Not only major milestones, but also routine days, casual conversations, and ordinary experiences that most people would long forget. The condition was first formally documented in 2006 when neuroscientist James McGaugh studied Jill Price, a woman who reported being unable to stop remembering her personal past. She described the experience as a constant and involuntary replay of events from her life. Fewer than 100 confirmed cases have been recorded worldwide. Even the most generous estimates, including people who may never have been formally diagnosed, place the total number at only a few hundred individuals across the globe. That makes hyperthymesia one of the rarest memory-related traits ever identified. To remain conservative, we'll assign a probability of 500 people out of a global population of 8 billion, which works out to roughly 1 in 16 million. Let's recap. The rarest human we've built so far belongs to an ethnic group of only 500 people, has albinism, possesses complete heterochromia, is left-handed, has tetrachromacy, and also has hyperthymesia. When all of these traits are combined, the probability of such a person existing becomes approximately 1 in 6.83 septillion. To appreciate just how extreme that number is, consider that the observable universe is estimated to contain at most around 1 septillion stars. If you wanted to reach that same number using grains of sand, you would need the equivalent of roughly 910,000 Earth's worth of beaches and deserts. And yet, this still isn't the rarest person you could possibly create. There are countless additional traits that could be added to make the odds even smaller. Rare blood types, unusual genetic mutations, exceptional intelligence levels, and many other characteristics all introduce new possibilities. There are simply too many to fit into a single video. The real takeaway is that every one of us is unique. The odds that led to your existence are almost impossible to comprehend. It's true that there are plenty of fish in the sea, but there has never been anyone exactly like you. So keep being yourself.